Hello, my name is Becky Sattler, and I'm thrilled to be invited to be sharing with you tonight. I love learning and sharing with other Scentsy Consultants and helping each other become better as we go. So I'm thrilled for this opportunity to be here with you today. And today we're going to talk about Scentsy Puberty. Change is natural and it's necessary, just like a caterpillar goes through the change and the process of becoming a butterfly. Change is natural. Kids go through the changes and go through puberty as well. Kids can't stop themselves through going through the changes. And in fact, it's so necessary and so given that it will happen that in our family, to kind of normalize this transition, we even call it the changes, and we talk about it often in an effort to normalize it. Often change is a progression. It's an advancement from one thing to the next. That might be a new job, a new house, a new child. Other times change can be scary and intimidating, like a new job, a new house, a new child. And even in our lives as Scentsy Consultants, we go through the changes as well. Trying to push back or avoid that status of change or that awkward stage of change and growth will ultimately stall your growth as a leader in your business. And it'll avoid that natural progression leading you to the next stages of your business. I've seen it time and time again. Some consultants just can't embrace this idea of change and the transition in their business. And ultimately, it holds them back and it makes them stall and freezes their likelihood of earning trips, promotions, or sometimes they even get so frustrated that they even just kind of quit after a while. Even consultants that have earned high ranks, we must be progressing and growing and embracing the changes so that we can move on and progress. So takeaway number one, your business cannot progress without going through Scentsy Puberty. It's impossible. There's no other way to reach your Scentsy ultimate dreams of time or money or an extra house or the means to do really the life that you want to do and to be and what it looks like. The sky is the limit, but you can't get there staying where you begin, staying where you start, or even where you are at right now. We have to go through the puberty stages. It's 100% necessary and required. It's not a rank advancement that'll get you there. It's a process of change. It's a process of evolving in your business. And it's a natural progression, just like a caterpillar can't become a butterfly without that process of change. You can't become the best leader you can be in any other way possible. It's impossible. So what is Scentsy Puberty? Takeaway number two, Scentsy Puberty is going from a side hustle to building a business and to leading a business. So what's the difference? Well, a side hustle is when you make money while you work. It's the more you sell, the more you make. 1 + 1 = 2. A business is making money while you sleep. It's a system that you've created that builds on itself. The promise of Scentsy is that you can find a way to swap out that time for money. Second, this is a really important one. You can't sell your way to SSD. You can somewhat sell your way to some lower levels, like the bulk of your team volume could be you to get you to director potentially, but to make it to star director and to director, you can't possibly sell enough. Plus the requirements are such that you literally can't get there on your own. And if you're here watching this training, especially the last training of the day, you're probably a hard worker. You probably sell a lot and you're invested in your business. You're showing up, you're doing what it takes, and you're committed to making it work. So you might even be one who would be tempted to just say, I want to earn this incentive trip. I will work harder and I will make it happen. Or I want to earn this promotion this fall, this autumn. I will work harder. I will make it happen. But yet you can't possibly force yourself to become a leader or to make the changes necessary to turn from a seller to a sponsor or from a high PRV to a team leader. There are a lot of reasons why we shy away from taking on leadership roles. Imposter syndrome, that's a big one, where you feel like everybody else has it together and you are just a hot mess. And if anybody could see how you really feel insecure, how you really don't know what you're doing, how you don't know what you're talking about, you don't know what to do next, they'll see that. They'll see right through you, and they'll see that you're just an imposter and that you don't belong. That fear is real. And I tell you, every single person that I've ever met, every Scentsy consultant has that at one time or another, or even to one varying stage and level to another. So those people that you think have it all together, they're feeling like imposters too. They're feeling like they don't know what they're doing. They're feeling like, I hope at any moment somebody doesn't find out that I don't know what I'm doing. And like I said, it's real, and it's a real fear among us. Another fear is the fear of criticism and what people will say about you. And maybe they're already saying things about you, and you're listening to that and allowing that to become a big, huge obstacle to keep you from going through the changes. There's just flat out the fear of failing, the fear of making a goal and not seeing it through, the fear of going for a dream and not accomplishing it, the fear of saying you're going to do it and believing it and then not, and failing. The fear of not being a good communicator, or even not being a good leader. The fear of having people not listen to you and follow your advice because you're not effective at helping them see their potential. You might have the fear of not having any good ideas to share. You might have the fear of making hard decisions or even taking that responsibility. Leadership is sometimes heavy. You might have the fear of rejection or of not fitting in with other leaders. You might see that everybody else are these amazing, well put together, beautiful people, and you're just not one of them. And what if they reject you? What if you don't fit in as a leader? So it's better to just not try, right? That's what our fear tells us. Or maybe it's even just the fear of not being good enough and not even believing in the first place that you can make it, or that you're even worthy of success, and that it even should belong to you. Those are real, legitimate fears, my friends, but they don't have to be what holds you back. You don't have to listen to them. You don't have to give them power over you and allow them to stop your progress. Allow them to stop you from taking that leap to lean into the changes. Avoiding Scentsy leadership is like avoiding puberty. It stunts your growth. We all have fears and imperfections and failures. Every single one of us. The best Scentsy leaders that I know are ones who embrace their unique personalities and contributions and styles and learn to maximize their best bits for their team and to grow their business. They learn how to embrace the fact that we're all in the same boat and nobody really knows what they're doing. We're all just kind of trying new things and making it up and changing it along and adjusting as we go, somewhat awkwardly, sometimes more awkwardly, like the teenage years, but that we're all in different phases of our business and learning and growing continually and becoming different than we were before. And the best leaders look forward to the changes. They expect them. They know that they're coming. And okay, here's a funny little side story. My now 13, no, he's 12, he's almost 13-year-old boy. He's the second boy in the family, the third child. And we had tried to normalize the changes so much that we talked about it at the dinner table, guys. We talked about it at family gathering nights with all of us together. Just again, trying to make it less awkward and trying to help them embrace the idea that things are gonna get awkward. Things are gonna change. You're not gonna know what's going on. Things are gonna be a little bit different. And we talked about how one of those changes is they're gonna get armpit hair. And he used to look every day at his armpits to see, do I have armpit hair yet? Guys, I can't make this stuff up. One day he took a marker and he drew little curly Q fake armpit hair because he was so excited for the changes that were happening. Now, hopefully he never watches this video because it's going to mortify him. But if we are that excited for the changes, for the awkwardness, for the voice cracks, for the I don't know what I'm doing, for the my clothes don't fit anymore part of Scentsy puberty, following in our business, then we can embrace that, we can look forward to it, and we can really truly run with it because it's necessary for us to be able to progress and learn and grow in our business and take it from just that side hustle to that business that can truly change our lives and be so powerful. So my husband Dave is amazing at taking ideas and abstract ideas and making them something that are easy to digest and see and apply, and something that I can go back to. So he made this beautiful chart of how do I become a leader and what do I do once I get there. So obviously it's just an outline, it's just a suggestion of how to use your time and where to focus, but all of the individual activities that you do, obviously, remember that's what you are going to find when you apply your own unique talents and interests and connections and things like that. So how to do it, specifics, I'm going to leave those details up to you. Because the best approach for you might not even be thought of yet. Nobody might be doing it yet because you haven't figured it out along your development process yet in the doing. So let's look into the four main stages of our Scentsy business and what we should be doing to build our business at each stage. So during Scentsy puberty. So the first stage is essential and certified and lead consultants. Now in this stage, it's the beginning stage. You've just started or you're just getting into your business and growing it. No matter if you just joined or if you've been there for 5 years, it doesn't matter. If you're still in this stage, this is where you should be spending your time. This is where you do spend your time. 15%-ish is on recruiting, and 85% is on sales. Why is that? Well, because you need to get to certified. You need to get the customers in your bucket so that you can start turning them into referrals to get more customers and to get more leads so that they can turn into your recruits. So you take advantage of the incentives, like the quick start incentives that we have, the shooting star, the sensational start, to really get your business off to a bang. And you can't do that without really at least starting heavily focusing on sales, because as of yet, you don't really have anybody to mentor. And you want to pay off your startup costs, because that's a great story that you can tell people. So remember, sales are money for today, but recruiting is money for tomorrow and the future. So spend your time selling so that you can really train your new team members, and you've walked the walk, you know how to do it, and you start again gathering your business, gathering your customers so that you can take care of them, and then continue. Then they will help you to continue growing your business as you grow. But spend time getting parties, whether those are online, whether those are in person, whether those are basket parties, whether those are whatever kind of party you want to do. If you have somebody that is facilitating that and bringing their friends to you, that definitely opens up that circle, so that now that 85% isn't spent on 100% of your little small circle friends, your circle of friends, because they will burn out and your business will be limited to just that circle. So when I say sales, 85%, that's creating your system of getting that circle expanded so that you can create a system that will keep itself rolling. And then that will lead you to the stage number 2, which is for star and superstar. This is the level where obviously you've had to recruit a little bit, you've had to build your team, because you're earning leadership bonuses and you are making your way to being a leader. So the idea, what you need to focus on at this point is recruit. You need to be growing that front line of your own personal consultants, as well as teaching them to recruit and to duplicate, so that your team can start to grow, so that you can make it on up to director and on up the line. You want to partner with those upcoming leaders. So you need to look for who is working, who is loving their Scentsy business, who is paying attention to what you say, who is recruiting and earning the awards themselves, and you focus on them. It's the 80-20 rule. A lot of times 20% of our consultants do 80% of the work. And that's okay, but don't be working with the 80 or even the 100. Focus on the 20% and then just love the rest of the 80 because you love having them on your team. But partner with those who really have that hunger and who really want to take it and make it and grow with it. And then grow your team volume, because again, that's how you get to the next level. That's how you reach as well as maintain director, is by having a nice big group. I find that oftentimes, depending on the quality of your sales people, you know, how your team is doing, it takes about 20 to get to director, but to stay there, it's closer to 30 or sometimes even 40, depending on how excited and active your team is. So that's substantial growth to get there versus to stay. And oftentimes, Orville always says the team that gets you to director is not the team that's going to get you to the next level or that will even keep you to director. Because again, we are in the business of helping people find their dreams and live their dreams and grow their dreams. And if their dreams change, who are we to keep them here, or who are we to push them beyond what their dreams really are? So that's why we need to be looking for those who want to run with us, and those who are ready for something more, and those who really would embrace this opportunity if they could just find it. So we need to offer that to them. So so at this point, 10% of your time should be spent mentoring, 30% of your time should be spent recruiting and sponsoring, and 60% of your time should be spent sales. Now, obviously that 30 and 60, which is 90% of your time, it's very wishy-washy, because oftentimes the reason why we say get so many sales is because you're in front of that many customers, which in also includes that many hosts or that many referrals that you can get from others. And those hosts are the perfect ones to turn into either great referral sources for your next recruits, or even recruits themselves, or even customers that just love it and they buy from you, and then you can finally help them see, oh, you love it so much, come join me, let's do this together. And then they turn into recruits. So it's not like there's a hard line between these are my recruiting efforts, these are my sales efforts. They kind of get wishy-washy, but don't only focus on sales. Remember, you can't sell your way to SSD. You can't sell your way through those awkward changes. So your mindset, your efforts, your look, you should be spending time planning out how you're going to get your recruits, just like you plan out how you're going to get your sales. What kind of activities will help get you there? What kind of activities will help transfer your customers into hosts or into great team members, if that's how you want to go? Or, guys, for me, I never would have followed that path. I honestly had never bought Scentsy before I joined. I didn't own any Scentsy. I'd never gone to a Scentsy party because I'm not the Scentsy party girl. I'd never hosted a party because I'm not a party queen at all in the first place. So I wouldn't have followed that. If somebody were only trying to get me through the traditional methods of converting your best customers, converting your best hosts, and that was the only recruiting methods they were using, I never would have joined. And guys, I am now supporting my family with my husband. He was laid off of his job. He was made redundant 4 years ago. So for the last 4 years, Scentsy has been such a blessing to be able to provide for our family. We were given options where we didn't have to pick up and move, or we didn't have to uproot our family and chase after a new job. And we've had tons of time with our family, and that's what we value. We have 5 kids, and I love that my husband and I are both home with them full time. That wouldn't have been an option if somebody would have been waiting for me to be a customer and then a host and then join. I needed this opportunity in my life, and I'm grateful every day for it. And I'm grateful that somebody offered me the business opportunity and was focused on recruiting and didn't just try to sell me a warmer, because I never would have converted. I love Scentsy now. I have it all over my house, but I was backwards. I joined because I wanted a business opportunity. So don't cut the Beckys of the world out. Focus on recruiting as much as you focus on your sales. And at Star and Superstar, that should be about 30 and 60. 60 sales, 30 recruiting. Let's see, what else did I miss? Dave ran out some numbers. He said if 120 people spend 100 PRV 2 times a year, then you'll have 2,000 PRV every month. So we can have a bucket of customers to put in and to keep them happy. And as long as you plug those holes in your bucket, you can start filling up that bucket instead of just having to have it run out the hose and then go all over. You can gather them to where you can start making some momentum and making those big PRV dreams come true. So again, start mentoring, but avoid the temptation to teach and hold their hands and do everything for your teams. Teach them where to find things. Teach them how to run reports. Teach them how to run their teams so that you won't create that entitled culture. Sometimes it doesn't make you a strong leader for you to be doing it all. It makes you a strong leader for you to be empowering other leaders and to be training them and holding their hand while they're going through the same awkward changes that you're going through, because we all have to go through them. Remember, the changes are necessary and it's a part of growth, so we embrace them. Also, don't push your team to success. I think a lot of times our dreams get so big and we're so committed to making it happen, whatever the level we're at, even if it's just to promote to lead, that we impose our own dreams on somebody else in their business. find those who have dreams like yours. Help them discover their dreams if necessary, but don't force them into a dream. Don't impose your goals, whether they be sales or growth, on somebody else, because then it's going to take all the love out of their business. Reward results. What gets rewarded gets repeated. So obviously support them and help them and cheer them on when they're doing good things. Reward them. You can even do things as a group that you couldn't do on your own, like opportunity nights together or leadership development kind of programs and things like that, and utilizing the group and the whole. But you want to partner with them so that you're walking down the path together instead of pushing them at it, which, we're all trying to go through this, so it's so awkward. If you've done that in the past, it's fine. It's part of the changes for you. It's part of your Scentsy puberty, but now you know better, and now you can find ways to help inspire them instead of push them. So now we get to the third level, the third area, which is directors and star directors. So in this portion, your time should be split up about 35, 35, and 30. 35 on team mentoring, 35 on sponsoring and recruiting, and then 30 on sales. So the main focus here is you should be cranking out directors and empowering your leaders. Like we talked a little bit about in the last phase, this is where you really truly develop your leaders. Because again, you can't get to star director without developing other directors underneath you. And then the next step is to get to superstar director, and you need to help even more people develop into directors that way. You create a success culture to where you celebrate success, you look for success, you recognize success, and then that helps success beget success. So if you can help them to look at how far they've come, no matter how big or small their steps have come, celebrate success, and then they will be able to take more steps towards success and empowering your leaders. So here's where we're going to talk money a little bit. So your front line, this is where your money can start to grow exponentially. Remember, it's no longer in the 1 + 1 = 2, that flat, you sell more, you get more. Now you're starting to see the power of duplication and the power of building a team. Your front line and your director generation bonuses could be roughly 50 to 70% of your paycheck, if not more at this point, from director to star director. Your system for PRV should be established. Remember, you have that bucket so that you're adding into it, taking good care of them so that they're not jumping ship and you're not having to totally start all over every month. You have a good system for how you take care of your customers, how you contact them, whatever that is. There's a million different ways to do that. And if that's a weak point for you, then great, start a system now. Figure out how you want to do it. Remember, your own unique system, your own unique way of doing it is what's going to stick best, is if you can find that way that Becky does it for Becky, the way that Sally does it for Sally. It'll stick with you and it will be genuine, and you will find that your customers will reward you with loyalty, and then you can focus your business on the other part. Now, remember how I said only 30% should be focused on sales? That doesn't mean your sales are going to drop. That means that your sales power, your system, is going to see you through to where you can start building, adding more sales, but focusing on other things. So your time is focused on other places instead of only just sales. It doesn't mean that your sales will be dropping down to 30% of what they were. No, this is the percentage of your time that it should take, and creating a system will help you be able to do that. So build leaders and help them develop into leaders. Let them be leaders. It doesn't make you a stronger leader to, again, be the one who's always leading and taking charge. It's beautiful when you can start helping them grow into their own leadership role, no matter what level they are. The minute they hit lead, they're a leader. The minute you hit lead, you're a leader. So again, that same process of transformation, butterfly to a caterpillar to a butterfly, and awkward, teenager to a beautiful adolescent, that same Scentsy puberty changes happens, and it's beautiful as long as we can let it. They'll make mistakes. That's okay. Remember, we're all going through the changes together, and sometimes we grow faster than, like a teenager. My daughter grew really, really fast, and she was a little bit awkward, but clumsy, I guess is the word. Her feet grew really big, really fast. They don't get it from me. I'm only not very tall, but my husband's really tall. So they all have gotten his genes, and they grow really fast all at once. And until they can kind of catch up to that, they can kind of get clumsy and awkward. And that's the same way with our teams. Sometimes if you grow really fast, you're not quite ready for it, it's okay. And like, welcome the change and welcome the growth, but realize, okay, you're not going to know what you're going to do all the time, and you're going to make mistakes, and it's going to be a little bit awkward. But again, we're embracing the changes. As well as with your leaders as well. So work with them to create a beautiful, together everyone achieves more type of team and group culture. And once your leaders split off, help empower them and help support them with whatever they need, at whatever level they need, with empathy and support and love as they're going through the changes as well. Okay, and then finally, the fourth level is whether you are at Superstar Director or looking towards Superstar Director, this is what it should look like at about this level. 55%-ish should be mentoring and team building, team growth, team training, team bonding, all of those things that go in the bucket of building and rewarding and encouraging your system of leaders. 25% should be on your own recruits, because remember, we've always got to be adding to our own team. And then 20% should be for sales. And remember, that doesn't mean your sales are only 20% of what they could be. That means your sales are now going through the roof because you have a beautiful system that is developed because you're coming through the end of the changes and truly settling into your leadership. And again, recruiting and sales, they always go hand in hand as long as you are putting on those recruiting glasses so you can see the opportunities to recruit and embracing them. But mentoring has, like I said, all different aspects, from team get-togethers to team trainings to team Zoom webinars, to coaching, to leadership development opportunities. Like even as a group, we've done leadership development university type trainings before, and those are great to leverage the leadership aspect and to help them grow into leaders. We've done, again, like I said before, we've done bacon opportunity nights or even in-person opportunity nights where we're leveraging the power of our teams so that everyone can kind of get a peek into how great it is, and we support each other as we are, even in our recruiting efforts. So like with my Bacon Become a Consultant opportunity night, that's what a bacon event is. I do it online, and we have all of our team members bring all of their potential recruits all in the same place, the same Scentsy group, just for the night. It's half an hour to 45 minutes tops. It's nice and quick. We just talk about what it's like to be a Scentsy consultant, and everybody can share their own little short version of a Scentsy story and why they love it and why somebody else, might love it too. Just kind of sharing that opportunity. And again, that kind of power can come from a group and not just one-on-one. Remember, that's taking it from the side hustle where you make money while you work to the leadership. You make money while you sleep, because we help everybody become better together. So at that point, you should be looking for business stability and sustainability. You keep recruiting because, again, that's how you're going to keep growing. And you keep your leaders engaged. Find ways to recognize them, empower them, help them, and help them to develop their own potential through coaching or incentives, or even just loving them. Your paycheck will be largely director generation bonuses at this time, and to a lesser degree, your frontline bonuses. We are paid for our mentoring and for creating these beautiful teams, and I love that, because we're not just paid only on our own efforts, but we get to be rewarded for all of our efforts to create this beautiful ripple effect where everybody gets to be more and be better. So that means ensuring your leaders have goals and helping them to create their own momentum, and that you're still bringing in new leaders so that you keep this process again. Because again, hopefully you have systems of training your new teamies and helping them to get to the next level so that you're not just spinning your wheels, but you've now created a sustainable business with systems and with ways to help keep it manageable. Because remember, the idea is that your Scentsy business can support your life and not be your life. I made that mistake for a couple of years where everything was Scentsy. Everything was my time, my sleep, my brain. I dreamt Scentsy. Everything was around the premise that I need to build my business. My business is my life, not intentionally. And it was only when my kids were napping, or because I've always put being a mom as my first priority. It still is, it always will be. I only have a short time to be a mom, then they're gone. But my Scentsy business is going to live on forever. So, yeah, so I lost my train of thought, but so that's how we can grow and develop, is as we help our teams to develop. So I also wanted to share another amazing graph that my husband made, just to show you the income potential. So I'm a star director, not quite at a superstar director yet, because I just can't quite get that last director, but I'm working on it again and again. Remember, that's that awkward teenager stage. Sometimes you have to try and try and try again. Sometimes things just don't work out, but it does work eventually, and I know that. And in the meantime, like I said, Scentsy still, even at star director level, it's been able to provide an amazing income for my family. Now, don't misinterpret that to mean that I am the highest paid Scentsy consultant out there, or that I've even reached all of my goals, or all of those things. Nope, it's still a work in progress, but it's been a huge blessing. And like I said, we're able to support our family off of this. So if you can see in the chart, just super quickly, this is just a graph of where my paycheck money comes from each month. You can see at the beginning, my paycheck was 95% from my own sales, which goes along with where we should be spending our own time. 95% was my own sales. So it was my own PRV and my own PWV bonus or whatever. And only 5% came from my team. And that was that first year. And then by the end of where this graph is, 2016, so it was years ago, I haven't updated it, but by the end of that graph, between my director generation bonuses and my frontline own team bonuses, they account for 95% of my income. And then my own sales efforts are only 5%. Now remember, my sales haven't gone down like I was talking, it's just as a percentage of my paycheck, I'm able to maximize my own efforts as I am leading and growing and building my team. So use this first chart that I showed, how should I spend my time? Use it to analyze, how are you currently spending your time? And if your title is different than where you're spending your time amounts, then you'll know where you need to adjust. If you are a superstar director, but you're working it like you're a lead consultant, then you'll know where you can adjust, where you can change, or where you can shift. As well as if you're wanting to go to the next level, where should you be transitioning to during our period of the changes? What should you be transitioning to? Where should you be spending a little bit more time? As well as if you have a goal to get to the next level, you know, where are you headed? What do you need to adjust so that you can be ready to rock and roll and to make your business truly the stuff that dreams are made of, where you can really have the time and the money and the freedom, the opportunity, the dreams that you want to make happen really can happen. So I know that the puberty talk is a little bit awkward, and going through it is just as awkward. But if you realize that all of us go through it, all of us have to go through these changes in our business, all of us do things we don't know how to do, all of us have all of those failures at one time or another. They come and they gnaw at us. So expect them, expect to feel like an imposter, expect to be afraid, expect to have to face your fears and to have to feel like you don't know what you're doing, expect to make mistakes, and then embrace that and run forward to become the director, the star director, the superstar director that you were born to be, so that you can have the influence on others that will maximize your potential as a human being, as well as even just as a business owner. So thanks for letting me share with you. I am excited for all of the potential that you guys have with your businesses, and I'm excited to be along for this beautiful ride with you as we are turning into beautiful butterflies. So again, my name is Becky Sattler. Thanks for tuning in, and if you have any questions, just let me know.